So we've built this together so that we can bring sports out to the retail investors, the everyday folks, because at the end of the day, sports really does affect the masses,
Yeah.
but there's very few points of meaningful ownership for anybody.
Yeah.
Like athletes have been left out of the rooms. It's been to the high net worth individuals, the folks where their kids are playing, in juniors programs. They're still playing pickup hockey at night. They're not getting any meaningful ownership. So
Right.
Marcus and I together have formed a $100 million fund that just launched January 1st, where
Wow.
we're going out and acquiring cash flowing sports assets and literally have spun it so that it is a public version of a PE firm.
Oh,
So
no.
it's one where anybody can play alongside us.
So a PE firm is private equity.
Correct.
Just for people that don't, right? I want to make sure everybody understands, what we're talking about, right? Because I don't,
That's right. Yeah,
right.
and the private equity is usually for most people. So they don't, if that don't understand, PE firms are usually reserved to the high net worth, ultra high net worth, the quote unquote elites. And
Yeah. So if
versus,
anybody's ever heard of Blackstone, Blackstone's a private equity company,
yep,
right?
one of the most
But
renowned.
but they're a private equity company that's like giant. And most people are not able to invest in that kind of thing. That's not
That's right.
available to them. Right. So you guys are creating. So are you part of the separation playbook?
No, I'm not part of that one.
Okay. Well, that's what we had Marcus on talking about.
Perfect. Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
that was
I'm
cool.
very familiar, and he's fantastic.
Yeah,
He's
so I got him. I'm getting him on another podcast. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm getting him on another podcast from this morning.
good. You should. He's a
Yeah.
he is a wealth of knowledge, and he's a fantastic partner, and he's even better as a human being than he ever was in sport.
Yeah. Well, he's such a nice guy, and his heart's in the right place, and he's got the right kind of why, like we talked about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a guy that's driven, and he's driven for all the right reasons. It's really, really cool.
Well, here's the thing with athletics is people look to these folks, and where they're still getting maybe the vantage points is
Yeah.
they're looked to as mascots,
Yeah.
which is complete BS.
Yeah.
Versus, you got to understand. I said this towards the middle of this conversation that we had, where the same thing that made people leaders on the field is the same thing in business, and there's
Yeah.
so much of a wealth of knowledge that athletes have to offer to the
Yeah.
masses.
And that's what we talked about. And after the interview was over, he said, this is different than all the other interviews.